Some of you guys have been wanting me to start this, what's it called, Windbloom Festival. I haven't really been in a rush to do it because, you know, we literally just had a festival in Liuwa. Having another festival, even if it's in another country, immediately after wasn't their best idea. And from what I can tell, this festival...
It's time to move on. We shouldn't stay here.
Thanks, Jane. From what I can tell, this festival pretty much only involves minigames, and I hate minigames. So if that's the extent of the festival, it's not really going to be my thing. But I guess I won't know until I try. So let's just get this stupid quest out of the way that it made me start when I was trying to do the hangouts. Ode to Flower and Cloud. When you've got some leisure time, that's literally never. How about taking a stroll through Mondstadt's streets and seeing if there's anything to do? Or at least that's what you thought, only to find that there really hasn't been much to do lately. Which is weird because in Liuwa, literally everybody had something for me to do because it was, you know, a festival. There was so much that had to be done, yet Mondstadt's the complete opposite. It's sort of like, nah, we're not doing the normal stuff.
Do you have anything you need help with?
And why do we need to help anybody? That's the thing that confuses me. Why are we actively trying to go out of our way to help people? Can't you just have leisure time for the sake of leisure time?
Nope. Is that because of the Windbloom Festival? What is that exactly?
You two haven't heard of the Windbloom Festival?
Do I look like I'm from Mondstadt?
Windbloom. So, some kind of windy flower planting kind of thing?
The Windbloom Festival is a Mondstadt tradition, a festival of love and freedom. It's a time of celebration and partying in the city.
There really doesn't appear to be much of that going on, but okay.
This time of year, we offer windblooms to the great Animo Archon Barbados as a sign of reverence and love. We also give flowers to our beloved, a very important tradition.
Must be so awkward for Venti to walk through this city during this time.
My shop is bursting with customers every Windbloom. I guess it's a nice problem to have.
You're not wrong, you know, definitely a good problem to have. What are windblooms?
The Windbloom is the symbol of this festival, a flower that represents freedom and the spirit of the wind.
How does a dandelion not represent that?
So, what does a windbloom look like?
That's a long story.
Are you telling me that a windbloom isn't a real flower?
My grandma said that even she hadn't been born when the Windbloom first appeared. It must have been hundreds of years ago. I don't know why exactly, but everyone seems to choose dandelions when they want to give a gift of windblooms.
I don't know why exactly. Well, then you're obviously not thinking hard enough. It's very obvious. Although why they just call it windbloom when they could just call it a dandelion, I'll never know.
So, in other words, for the people of Mondstadt, windbloom means dandelion?
Something like that anyway. At least, that's what we believe in my family.
What's there to believe? It's so bloody obvious.
Incorrect.
Who the hell's Quinn? Do we know Quinn? Do we know a Quinn?
I heard everything you were saying and couldn't help, but you were talking about windblooms, yes?
I don't think I know you.
It's Quinn from the fruit stall.
Yep.
Hey, wanna join us?
I don't know him.
No, I'm just here to set the record straight. Windbloom doesn't mean the dandelion, but the windwheel aster.
Why?
Greetings to you too, Quinn.
Flora, surely there must have been plenty of customers buying windwheel asters from your shop recently.
Uh-huh.
You see? We loyal windwheel aster advocates are upholding our economic duty.
It's a fucking flower. You guys really need to know it. And how has there been no agreement over this time? Was it Flora's grandmother said that it was before her time? So how has there not been some sort of like national consensus to what the flower would represent? And so that tradition is just that specific flower. Why has it not been mentioned? Why is it all just, oh, everyone can believe whatever flower they please?
The windwheel aster is both a symbol of Mondstadt and an embodiment of the windmill, representing both wind and freedom. That's what makes it the one true windbloom.
I don't see how a windmill represents freedom, but okay.
Who's with me? Windwheel aster, the true windbloom.
I don't know why you're getting so passionate about this, but okay.
Oh? Are you sure about that?
Who are you?
Bee! You're here too.
She started to sound very awkward. Oh
The Windbloom. Isn't that the Cecilia?
my god. What? Why would it be the Cecilia?
Huh? Really?
Oh? So, a Windbloom is a Cecilia? That's the first I've heard of.
What? Don't be ridiculous!
Just let her explain why, because I don't understand the correlation.
Listen, yes, there may be some controversy over the definition of Windbloom, but it is the widely held belief among the people of Mondstadt that the Windbloom is the Windwheel Aster, not the Dandelion.
Like, I get both of those arguments. I don't get the Cecilia.
There's history to both flowers. You'd know if you asked around. And as for the Cecilia, give me a break.
What?
Just dropping the facts over here. No need to look at me like that.
Dude, you're being a bit of a dick.
You... Whatever. I'm not talking to you.
Such a time to bring people together.
Huh? Bee?
You're a dick, what do you expect?
Weird. What's up with her?
Gee, I wonder
Did I
what.
see something wrong? Windbloom is as Windbloom does. What can I say?
Then why were you getting so worked up about it?
What?
I'm new here. Your local customs are a bit confusing for me.
Stop arguing already!
I'm not arguing.
Maybe I should go and apologize to her after closing.
Only if you know what you're apologizing for. Apologizing just in general isn't gonna cut it, buddy.
I don't understand why she's upset.
Yep, there we go.
But what I do know is that I will have to apologize regardless. That's life, I guess.
What an insufferable prick. Wow, so glad I did this quest.
Aw, seeing them together like that really gives me that Windbloom feeling.
My face is just one of horror at the moment. That is a good thing. What kind of upbringing did you have? Although I suppose it's a child running a flower store, so I guess she's had a pretty fucked up upbringing.
Freedom, the Animal Archon, sweethearts.
There's nothing sweethearty about that, dear.
Yeah, that sounds great, no? But none of you can even agree over what a Windbloom is.
You're right. But isn't that typical of us Mondstadt folk?
I don't know, is it?
Well, between the delicious food, exquisite drink, and fresh flowers, Traveler, I hope you get to enjoy yourself during the festival too.
As long as I don't have to put up with his bullshit again.
Sounds like such a happy festival. Even if the whole Windbloom thing is still a total mystery, let's look around and see what this is all about.
What are Windblooms?
Go to the
They're
monster.
dandelions, of course.
Plaza, whatever. Marjorie. Oh, you mean the back corner one. Okay.
Rite of parting?
Well, we're going this way now.
Something terrible happen again?
Keep going. I was listening. It's interesting to hear you talk about the rite of parting. When you're, you know, in Mondstadt. I mean, what are these blue flowers I seem to be decorating with? I don't know what they are. Oh, wow. Didn't realize it was quite so flowery over here.
It's the Tone Deaf Bard!
Yeah, how awkward is it for you right now?
Tone Deaf Bard!
Or is he just
what
happy?
What are you up to? What's with all the people?
Hey, it's Bennett!
Aha! You're right on time. Take a look at my students. What do you think? Not bad, eh?
Are you taking a music class?
Students? You mean the people anxiously scratching their heads?
Anxiously? Why, these people are deep in concentration, diligently searching for heartfelt rhetoric to convey their romantic affections.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Seems a bit suspicious to Paimon.
Seems like Bennett's gonna wear a hole through his head.
So, I guess you've already found out about the Windbloom Festival then.
Well, gee, let me think. The entire city is covered in this shit, so it's pretty hard to miss it, Venti.
How are you finding Mondstadt in such a festive mood? Do you like it?
Still not exactly sure how to celebrate the festival itself.
Paimon, what about you?
Paimon Someone could be persuaded with some delicious food-related bribery.
Naturally.
Ah, I think you'll come around then. Speaking of which, I'll bet you two don't have a lot on your plate right now. Loafing around all day, no commissions to take or people to help. If you've noticed that, then
Music's so loud.
congratulations! You've taken your first step toward understanding the Windbloom Festival.
Oh, yeah? Hey! Why do you sound so pleased with yourself?
The Windbloom Festival doesn't just belong to the Animo Archon, but to all Mondstadt citizens looking for love. Anyone who wants to find love must do everything for themselves over the festive period. In addition, many people take this period as an opportunity to resolve other matters of the heart. It's not surprising that you two haven't been able to find any commissions. That's just the Windbloom Festival tradition. But don't you worry, you won't feel lonely while I'm around. On that note, I think it's about time you two got a deeper understanding of Mondstadt's culture and customs. I need a couple of assistants. What do you say?
Assistance? What kind of assistance?
See these anxious-looking folks here? They're looking to learn the secrets of love, so they came to me to learn how to compose love poems. I accepted, of course, because I was only too happy to charge a tuition fee. Soon, they'll come to me in turn and pour their hearts out, telling me about their romantic trials and tribulations. Then I'll give them suggestions based on their individual circumstances. At least, that's what I was going to do. But having seen you two suffering with nothing to do, I think I'll let you handle it instead.
So you're getting paid for me to do the work. Doesn't really make sense, Venti.
You've traveled far and wide and seen so much, it would be a waste not to put those experiences to good use. They could use your help.
What experience does Lunara have in love? She's a single lady. She's a single child, immortal lady. I don't really understand her circumstances, but she certainly doesn't have love. So, not really going to be much use in this circumstance.
Ugh, save us the nonsense. You just want to speed up your sales. That desperate for Mora, huh?
There are limited edition wines for sale during the Windbloom Festival. I need every last Mora to make sure I get my fill.
Uh-huh, spoken like a true drunkard.
All right then, let's get started. I'll be joining you, of course. I'll give you a few prompts, and you can make suggestions based on them. Not as taxing as you thought, right?
You really love the sound of your own voice, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Come on now, you're Mondstadt's honorary knight. The people trust you.
Sounds like
It's
a
only
Paimon when you
natural
say
for
that.
to have this opportunity to showcase yourself.
I'm the honorary knight. Look at me.
Now listen up. If you see me make this gesture, it means I think they should forge ahead and seize the opportunity.
What gesture? You're standing there. You're not making a gesture. Huh?
But if you see me make this gesture, it means I think they should play it safe and avoid being hasty.
A gesture is a gesture not something that moves? It's not a pose or a static position. A gesture is an active movement of the hands, right? Whatever.
And if I make this gesture, it means I think they should give up while they're ahead and avoid any emotional overinvestment. You got that, Traveler?
Yeah, whatever.
That's decided then.
So then I'm actually not doing anything but being your mouthpiece? Because you're the one telling me what the answer should be? Hey Marvin, I don't know you. That's some deep soul searching you're doing there, sir.
Oh, that
Paimon heard that you were seeking help from the bard over there. We're his assistants. Why not talk to us?
Huh? I barely plucked up the courage to talk to the bard. Is he not available?
Don't be shy. It doesn't matter who you talk to. At the end of the day, you still gotta talk to your prospective sweetheart, right? Be brave. Let's hear it.
Here goes. There is someone I like.
I think the music sounds loud because I've turned it up for world exploration, but it's that same volume when I'm in a cutscene when the voices really should be the priority. They should turn down the music when characters are actively speaking, I think.
Marla. She's
Who's
cute,
Marla?
hardworking, always helping her family out with the farm work. And sometimes she gets so tired, She takes a nap on a bench by the side of the road.
That seems safe.
Is she from the city?
No, she lives in Springvale, quite away from me. And because of my family, let's just say that our families are quite different. My father objects to us being together.
And you care because?
But Marla and I have found a way to work around it. Whenever we want to meet, we go stargazing at Star Snatch Cliff.
That's not really working around it. That's ignoring it entirely.
Well, sounds like you two are getting along just fine.
We are. So, what I came to discuss today doesn't so much concern Marla as my father. My father is quite conservative and very strict. Still, it's my fault that I've never told him how I really feel.
True.
I'm thinking, if I use this opportunity to offer a Windbloom to my father and formally ask for his approval at the same time, maybe he'll support us.
What are you planning to say?
I want to tell him that, even though Marla doesn't come from a wealthy family, her kind heart and hardworking nature are things that Mora can't buy. Does that sound too childish? Oh, I hope he doesn't yell at me.
I mean, to me it doesn't sound childish. To your father it probably does.
Aw, there.
Uh-huh.
Let me look so obviously to the corner. I think you should tell him, be brave and seize the opportunity.
Yeah, tell him what's in your heart. Use the love between you and Marla to move him. Shouldn't it be something to celebrate?
I see. Understood. Thank you.
Another thing, didn't you say you were going to give flowers to your father? What about Marla? Don't you want to give her something?
Oh, now that you mention it, I wanted the bard to teach me how to compose a love poem.
Yes, better not to neglect her.
Of course, and I'll give her some flowers too. Yeah, I'll pick some later. Thank you for your help.
I really think that it should balance out the music when you're in a cutscene. Like, I shouldn't have to turn down my music manually. The dialogue's at 9 for Christ's sake. There's nothing more I can do on the dialogue front. Ellen!
Hi, we heard you had something you wanted to discuss with the bard. We're his assistants. You can talk to us instead.
Let me guess. It's either got something to do with Jean or it's got something to do with her dad.
It's the honorary knight in Paimon. I didn't know I'd see you two here. Well then, I won't stand on ceremony. I want to offer some flowers to
Knew it.
the acting
called
Grand
it.
Master of the Knights of Babonius, Jean.
I called it.
I guess you must be quite close to Master Jean? She's an incredibly upright and diligent woman. Talented and always gets the job done. Honest, kind, gentle, not to mention...
All right, we get it. She's pretty great.
Sorry, once I get talking about Master Jean, I get a bit excited. This time tomorrow, I'll finish composing my poem, pick a fresh dandelion bouquet, head over to the office, and hand the flowers to the guard.
The flowers are fine. I don't think Jean's the type of person to appreciate a poem.
It's just...
But she'll be
the
nice about it
bouquet and the
regardless.
poem, I don't know. Best not sign them after all.
But then what's the point of giving them if it's not going to represent you specifically?
Wait a second. It's only normal to sign them. Why does that bother you so much?
Knowing Master Jean's conscientious nature, I'm afraid she'll send a gift in return if she sees my name.
Yeah, no, that's a fair call.
She's so busy, I wouldn't want my gift to create more work for her. If I can get this bouquet on her desk, that's enough for me.
Okay.
But then, won't an untraceable bouquet create suspicion? Oh, what should I do?
I disagree. You should definitely sign your name.
For sure. A random anonymous gift will definitely get thrown away.
Really? You sound so sure. Well, I guess I better include my name. That's taken care of then. 1,000 thanks for your advice. I'll remember it.
You're welcome.
No worries,
Will
Ellen.
do.
Have fun with your crazy fanaticism. Who are you? Fucking Albert. No. I refuse on principle. Oh my god, I totally want to talk about Barbara. Oh my god.
You there! Are you looking for help from the bard? We're his assistants. Why don't you tell us what's on your mind?
Oh, really? Well, okay then. I'm just such a
Fuck,
huge
could
fan
we
of
just kill him
Mondstadt's
already?
idol, Barbara Sama. You must have heard of her. She's the super cute one at the Church of Favonius.
Please send her nothing. You are creepy. She does not want it.
Not to mention gentle, and she always lifts the people of Mondstadt's spirits with her smile and songs. I'm such a big fan. I even got a few like-minded friends together, and well, what I mean to say is...
The only normal one we've had so far is the first one, but the dude with the girlfriend and the father. That was a good one. These other two is just sad.
You guessed it. I'm the head of the Barbara fan club.
You've already told us this.
Pretty pleased about it too, by the sound of things.
Even Luna's face palming.
I carry the hopes and expectations of every member of the fan club on my shoulders. At this special time of year, I pledge to send our blessings to Barbara Sama herself. Of course, as a level-headed adult, I
Yeah,
would never want to
clearly.
cause her any disturbance. I'm just waiting for my time slot with the Bard so I can explain the plan. Take all the flowers picked
plan's
by our
shit.
members and turn them into a huge giant flower statue. Then, to give her a huge surprise, place it outside the rear entrance of the church.
I like give her a heart attack. And Venti's just gonna do his little unsure pose because you have to have one pose for every person.
As for the love poem, we don't need any help. We're planning to do it on our own and hang it on the statue itself.
It's just creepy.
So, this giant statue.
It's going to look like Barbara, I'm
We'll
assuming.
be about 2 stories high.
That's a lot of flowers. That sounds like it might cause her some disturbance.
But it's all in good faith, don't you see? When Barbara Sama catches sight of it, she'll feel the burning flames of our everlasting love.
Yup. And Thanos wanted to kill half the universe in good faith. So, you see my reasoning?
So, what do you think?
Oh, good. Thank you, Venti. Are you serious? You need to put a stop to all this immediately. Thank you.
A level-headed adult? More like a dunder-headed infant.
But gifts have to make a lasting impression.
Oh, it'll create a lasting impression, all right. The Knights of Favonius will have you escorted away.
Really? But...
But nothing!
Oh, okay. I got it.
Do you got it? I don't think you got it.
Thanks for your suggestions, both of you. I gotta go.
Bye.
He sure left in a hurry.
I'm more worried about what he's going to do as an alternative.
Tone Deaf Bard, we dished out some advice, just like you said. How did we do?
There's a thing on her nickname for Venti. Nicknames are supposed to be shorter than your main names, so calling him Tone Deaf Bard is just silly when his name is Venti.
You did a great job. So, who else needs some help around here?
What are you 3 up to? Mind if I get in on the action?
Dude, I am always happy for you to get in the action, Kyle.
Are you also here for romantic guidance?
It's the greatest bard in town. And now, the greatest romantic advisor in town, no doubt.
Venti's also never had a relationship, so this is also weird.
Still, don't you have other business to attend to?
Oh, you mean teaching people how to compose love poems?
Exactly that. I heard you were teaching classes in the plaza, so I came right away.
To take his advice or to help him teach?
Huh? Kaya, you want to learn how to compose love poems too?
I thought Kaya wouldn't need any help in that department.
I'm not too shabby. Nevertheless, I'd like to register for the fast track classes.
How come? You're a smooth talker. Do you really need my guidance?
The real question is, are you willing to take me on as a student?
Kaya. Oh,
Of course!
good old Kaya.
When the Mora comes knocking, who am I to keep the door closed?
Well then, I guess I'm enrolled. And as your student, may I make some reasonable demands?
Such as?
Aha! Paimon knew there was more to it.
Demands? Let's hear them.
As students, aside from attending class, we also need homework exercises. Surely a well-designed course would require us to put our knowledge into practice and then have our teacher correct the poems we compose.
Fair point.
You mean Venti has to correct the students' homework?
Precisely. All in exchange for payment, naturally. These are my demands.
All Or, to put it another way, I'm actually gonna have to work for a living.
Is that so bad? I just think that with things like this, you should see them all the way through. More fun for everyone involved, don't you think? What do you say?
I just love how flamboyant he dresses. It's just so Kaya.
I feel like Kaya's knack for mischief is at play here.
You don't say, buddy. You should have thought about that the moment he came over.
Still, correcting homework. This is indeed a vital step, and I am curious to see the fruits of my students' labor. Congratulations, Kaya! Your demands have been accepted.
As I expected, a reasonable and down-to-earth teacher.
Hold your horses. I have a demand for you, too.
Cool! A coercion contest!
A showdown between the pros.
I will pay special attention to your homework and guarantee that you will see improvement in your studies. But as for your tuition fee, some Windbloom Festival exclusive Apple Bloom cider should do the trick. What with you and Master Diluc being on such good terms and all, that shouldn't be a problem, should it?
Wow, are you encouraging him to converse with Diluc?
Steady now. Let's not overestimate my abilities. Still, one bottle of the good stuff in exchange for your guidance. Not an opportunity to pass up.
I'm still curious about what happened to his eye. We've never found out what happened to his eye.
Whoa, one bottle? Make that 3.
Jeez. Give him an inch and I'll take a mile.
And Bennett's still rubbing a hole in his head.
Please, please, please.
Deal.
Alcoholic.
Marvelous. Grab some paper and make your way over. Professor Venti's Poetry Masterclass is now in session.
What's the paper the tone-deaf bard pulled out of his pocket? And whose names are those?
Albert, Ellen, Marvin, Timaeus,
Timaeus.
Kaya, Bennett. Oh, present!
Okay. What? Trial by fire. Okay.
Wow, Bennett's really fired up for this.
So you're Bennett? Excellent. I like your enthusiasm. Make sure to channel that vigor into your poetry. Yes, sir!
Even adventurers want to learn how to write poetry. I see this is going to be a popular class.
Tone-deaf bard's gonna make a fortune.
My dear students, in a moment, we will gather by the terrace in front of the cathedral, where I will divulge to you my experiences and techniques in the art of poetic composition. After class, I would like every one of you to compose a love poem and hand it to me for, constructive criticism. As for your tuition fees, by all means, wait until the course is over before paying. But don't even think about vanishing. In addition to Mora, payment in alcohol is also warmly welcomed.
But again, you're in a child's body. I get it if people know you're the Archon, because then you're not a child. So the consumption of alcohol is okay. But having a child tell people who don't know that he's the Archon that he wants alcohol is a little suspicious, don't you think?
A quick question, sir. Does our special arrangement still stand?
But of course! And when the time comes, you can hand in your homework first. Traveler, I'd like you and I to collect the homework submissions together.
Does that fall under the assistant's duties? Do we get paid for this?
Think of it as an initiation into Mondstadt's traditional culture. An opportunity to immerse yourselves in the Windbloom Festival. I'm going to great lengths here to make sure you're a part of the festivities. Not to mention, it would entitle you to a share of the remuneration.
Oh, sir, yes, sir!
Good. In that case, when Kaya's finished with his homework, let's go and look for him at the Knights of Favonius headquarters. But for now, I've got classes to teach. Traveler, why not make the most of it and check things out in the meantime? The vendors in Mondstadt have arranged all sorts of festive activities. Don't forget to try them out.
I'll admit, I completely tuned out that last part. My mind wandered, it was that interested. Wow. Okay. Oh, there is a part 2. Missive of Cloud and Fog. Oh, Kidoki? Nah, 7 days left. Whoops.